Hi guys, sorry if I'm a bit talk rubbish today. I'm really tired. It's quite late at night and I've just finished watching boxing, which I got addicted to, so yeah, it's really late and I'm knackered. It's not a quick Get My Mailbox this week because I got quite a few books, and also there was two that I didn't do in last week's three that I didn't do in last week's in my mailbox that I got because two of them the sound suddenly stopped working, and the other one I just forgot about because it was under a pile of other books. I got loads of books this week and I'm all really excited about all of them. There's quite a big pile, and this space on here is actually for one of the books because it's a big book. But yeah, I don't have any space left, as I keep saying, and the pile on top is getting bigger and bigger. First off, I want to show you the one that I'm really excited about because, yeah, I'm just really excited about it and I thought it should come first in the video. And the book is Bumped, which I've wanted for ages. I got it on my Kindle for review, but I tend to find the ones from NetGalley get left because they don't have a deadline. But with this one, I think it's because it's in paperback, I'll read it as soon as possible. I'm sure most of you heard about it, but basically anyone under 18 can not get pregnant. They don't have any fertility. So the people under 18 have to basically have babies for the people over 18 and for the couples. The main girl in it, Melody, gets basically a rich couple that I'm pretty sure will give her a lot of money and things for having the baby. But then she finds out she has an identical she discovers, she has an identical twin called Harmony who has been brought up in a different community from her and believes that having a baby for another person is wrong. And basically she believes that her job is to stop her sister from doing this sinful thing. So yeah, I can't wait to read Bumped. Thank you so much to Random House for sending this to me. It got here today and it was a big surprise. I knew that I was going to get it, but I didn't know that it was going to even come this week. So thank you so much. Next book I got is one that I actually mentioned in last week's, but then the sound went on the video. So I thought I'd show you all this week because it's one I wanted to tell you more about and will be featured in one of my new posts where I tell you about the first lines and the first few lines of the blurb and the first page. The book is Never Bite a Boy on the First Date. Basically, they find a boy who has been bitten and is turned into a vampire, I believe, and they blame it all on her, saying that it's her mistake. Just because she's made a mistake in the past, they start to blame everything that happens on her. And now she has to find out who actually did bite the guy, and who, if she doesn't, she'll have to spend a long time in a padded coffin. So the whole book is about her trying to find who did this. The book that I got is one that I did last week, but when the sound went, and it's Skin. This is a book that is very strange because the blurb and the first page are very different, and I actually did post. This was my first book for my new post where I show you the first lines of the page and the blurb. I was having a look at the other version for the blurb for this book, and it tells you a lot more than this one does, but yeah, it doesn't tell you much. And then the first page basically explains to you how his sister has killed herself by starving herself to death, and he's trying to rescue her life and save her, basically. I'm not really sure actually what else this is about because I started to read the other version of the blurb and found it was giving a lot away that I didn't really want to know. I like not knowing much about the book. It sounds good enough without knowing anything else. So I can't wait to read this one. And I only got it for £2, which is brilliant. So the next book I've got is a book for review from the author, which I'm very grateful of, and it's Dark Ride. It's by a UK author. I think it might be debut book, and it's only a small one, so I'm hoping to read this one soon. Something I usually read, but it sounds really good. It's basically about a girl, and she buys a ticket for an abandoned fair park or something, and she follows a guy around the park and discovers things. So I think it's quite a scary one as well, so I'll probably read this during the day. But yes, thank you Caroline for this review. The next book I've got is a book that I mainly got because it has a lot of great ratings on Goodreads from my friends, and it's one that I've seen a lot of positive reviews on. and it's 13 Reasons Why. I much prefer the other copy, the other cover of this book. It's much better. It's a girl sitting on a swing. Whereas this one, I think it looks like, I don't know, almost like an history sort of book for some reason. But basically it's about a guy called Clay, and he comes home to a package on his doorstep, and it's loads of cassette tape explaining from his friend explaining why she committed suicide. And the girl is called Hannah, and she actually used to be his girlfriend, so definitely sounds really good. It says in the blurb how she explains how she committed suicide. One of the reasons is because of him, and the further she gets into the tapes, he discovers more of why she committed suicide because of him. So really can't wait to read this. It sounds really good. This book I got is a book that I had bought from my friend, and then she very kindly sent it on to me. She sent me the first in the series. I can't remember what it's called, and I'm still to read it, but this series sounds really good. And this is the second in the series, I believe, and it's called Visions of Heat. Really like these covers. They're all kind of, that's another cover in the series. They're all kind of the same sort of covers with half a face and different like scars on them. So this guy on the back of here has like just a bit of blood on him, whereas he has 3 cuts. So they're pretty cool and would go well together, so I can't wait to put them together if I can find room on my shelf. Also has a little, but yeah, so thank you so much to my friend for sending this to me. The next book I got is one that I was very lucky to win, and while I was reading the blurb to find out more about it, to explain it to you, I actually just discovered that it's the author of Sister. And this book is very popular on a forum I go on called Read It Swap It, which is also for UK swappers who want to swap books. Her book Sister got very great reviews, so I'm even more excited to read this now. The cover is just great. Also says there her other book. This book is about a mother and Grace, and she knows her daughter. She sees a fire, the school on fire that her daughter Jenny is in. She runs in to save her daughter, and I believe it's obviously successful. She saves her daughter, and the person that actually set the school on fire is still after the mum Grace and her daughter Jenny, because she managed to save her daughter. So I'm guessing it's about them trying to get away from the murderer that set the school on fire. And I'm also intrigued as to why this guy is after them, if there's any reason, or he's obviously just a bit a psycho or something. But yeah, it sounds really good. It's quite big, not really big, 400 and about 60, 70 pages, so it may take me a while to get to this. Also, it's signed. As always, I will put the blogger's name, and now it will be actually up here because I've moved my, but yeah, so I'll put the blogger's name up there for you, so you can go and visit her awesome blog and enter any giveaways that's going on and comment on her posts. Thank you so much to the publishers for sending that to me, who's Little Brown, that gave me a little slip. So yes, thank you. The next book I got is a book that I got from the UK book tours, but Lindsay has very kindly actually told me I can keep this, and it's Raising Demons. I'm the last on the tour, and she told me she had another copy, so I'm very grateful to her for letting me have this. I actually still haven't read Hex Hall, I believe it's called. It says, yeah, Hex Hall on the back. So I really need to read that one, but I've heard this is a great series, and I've seen a lot of my friends like this book, so it's one that I can't wait to read. It's just finding the time to read Hex Hall before I can read this one. Much prefer this cover than the US one because of the purple and black together. The final book I got is a book that I shouldn't have got, to be honest, because I went to the library to take Flip Back, a book I did a review on, I think last week, or it might have been this week, so make sure you check it out. But I went to take it back, and I had to go to the young adult corner. There was actually someone standing there looking at all the books, and there's a section for new books there, and she was stood there looking at all the books, and I wanted to see what one she was picking up in case there was any that I wanted. And when I went there and she walked off, she had about 4 books, so I really wanted to see what books they were. But obviously she has as much right as me to be there. But when I got my chance to look at the new books that were in, I found one that I was really impressed that my library had actually got, because it's not. They have good books, but not really, really good books, I wouldn't say. Even though Flip was a good book, they don't have books like US bloggers seem to get from their library. So I was really glad when I found The Opposite of Amber. The book is about two sisters, and it seems like a guy comes into their life and kind of ruins their relationship from what I can get from the blurb. The blurb isn't confusing, but I just think it's quite hard to explain to you. Basically, one of the sisters goes missing, and obviously it changes everything. So I don't know whether the sister gets found or whether the book's about looking for the sister and discovering why she's gone missing, because it also mentions how lots of other girls are going missing. So it sounds like one that I'd get very gripped into because I'm wanting to constantly find out who and what's going on. So I think that's my final book this week. I hope I haven't missed any. Make sure if you're living within the UK, you enter my 2 UK giveaways. And I think that's all. I'm really sorry to any authors that give me Kindle books for review. I don't add them to my mailbox just because I also buy Kindle books, but I find it really difficult to add it into my pile because they're not physically here. I forget about which ones I've got that week and which ones I've already done, so I don't want to be missing some and showing you others. I just think it's a bit unfair. But of course, any that I've got for review, there will be a review up. They'll be on my what I'm reading right now, and hopefully soon I'll add them to my to be read list, which you can now find on the left hand side of. If you go to the left hand side of my blog, you should be able to find a list of places to find me, and about the third one down, it'll be a link to my to be read books, which shows 90% of the books I have. It just doesn't show one shelf. So yeah, that's all for today. I hope you all had a great book week as well. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot. From the Everlasting Publishers, I got a pink envelope, and I had no idea what it was. Pink envelope. Yeah, and I didn't know what it was, so I opened it up, and inside, and then there was an invite to I think that it's basically a meeting where they will talk about Everlasting, which is obviously part of the Immortal series. And you can have cocktails, goodie bags. You can also meet Alison Knoll, so this is pretty awesome. But sadly it's in London and I am East Midlands, so this will not be possible. It cost me a lot of money to get there, either by train or petrol. So hopefully one day I'll be able to make these things. But I just wanted to thank the publishers so much for sending this, because it was pretty damn awesome, especially the pink envelope and this. So thank you so much. That's everything for this week. I hope you all had a great week, and make sure you put your links below.